Hey YouTubers, it's Janine Watkins again coming back at you with another excerpt from my book Sonder Lives or Sonder Lives. Either way, I'm picking right up from chapter 10, which is called The Celebration. We are coming back at a part where Apollo is explaining to a couple of his clan members about what it was like the night that he walked in on the celebration. And then after we have a little montage of that moment, we're going to flash right back into him having a conversation with Empress Andromeda. So here we go. Flash. I had nothing to prove and everything to lose. Everything that kept me from Cassiopeia, Apollo pointed out. Cassiopeia breaks in. I knew his heart desires had not been met because he still pushed his own heart away, as did I. We had such opposing views and reasonings. I was afraid of what I wanted not being what he needed. With Apollo confessing his lava, I thought I'd try sharing leve with him, giving him space and the ability to call the shots, and never making him feel dependent on me. The more I levied him, the more I felt rejection. It's humorous to know that both of us tried to get the other to look beyond our words, but in wanting the other to do it, we failed to see how hypocritical we were being about our actions. Apollo teases, Speak for yourself. I broke my hypocrisy and went beyond both words and our words of action. Flash. Cassiopeia's image at sunset drifts back to Apollo. Once the customers see that they want the want just as much as they want the need, I know it is time for them to enjoy their environment with fresh eyes. It's time for them to star in their own beautiful plays. The violet seedling drifts out of the protection of her tentacles, and all of a sudden he returns to the ballroom, and everyone present is illuminated with a faint glow of auras in either Kelly green, sky blue, or violet. He looks down at his tentacles now that they are pulsating, and he sees a soothing green. He hears her voice begin, and it fades out. Only then do they give themselves the choice to embrace the life they desire. No one else can do it for them. Apollo spouts out, I've been so blind! She needs me to leve her. The same way that I lava or feel lava. This is our environment. The words are confusing, but the feeling, she lavas me. The way that I leve her. Apollo puts his tentacles on a perturbed-looking Empress Andromeda, causing her to pull away. Aye, mate, you seem awfully clingy. I disdain your touch. At the moment. Apollo retracts. Terribly sorry, Empress, but I think I know the gift that Cassiopeia was giving me. She wants me to understand her leve for me. Andromeda is intrigued and leans in. Okay, what have you got nesting up there? Apollo responds with such delight. She wants me to give her all of my lava. Leve. I'm in leve. She's in. We are in leve. The Empress begins laughing uncontrollably, so much that she grabs her sides. Andromeda gasps for air before returning to a poised posture. Oh my word. Phew. It was, if I was still in my phoenix form, I might have just burst into flames. Now, you might be onto something, but you went cold fast when you put all your eggs in one basket. Cassiopeia, as a professional, she never gets personal with her customers. She only creates environments for us to play in as we desire. This event is like a gift box for you. She willed it to you to have it in everything here that you could possibly need or want, and you get to do whatever you want with it outside of this. This is why she handpicked all of these guests for you. Perhaps this is why she refutes being present. Andromeda sneers, moving her arms around his around him. She knows how smoldering yangs like you think. She is not a prize to be picked. That is for sure. Apollo tries again. Cassiopeia gave me a gift to understand leve from a world of lava. I have to show her. I will make it. I can make it without... Andromeda places one index finger on her lips and really studies Apollo hard. Empress Andromeda lifts her finger and finally expresses something she might have been ready but not willing to share at that exact moment. You know, I have never met a light like you. You are definitely not a fool, yet you are too afraid to admit that you're ignorant. Apollo straightens up. I am not ignorant. I know many things. Empress throws her hands back and playfully asks, okay, and for the things that you don't know, what do you do then? Apollo stammers, he doesn't say anything. Andromeda lets him off the hook. Don't take that last bit as a jab. I'm just trying to make a point. I like to think that you are ignorant, because a fool does not know and does not question. Ignorance is gifted to those who still question in moments that they don't know but are full of curiosity. It's approaching things even while you're on level 30 as if you're on level 3. Just because you know things doesn't mean that you approach everything like you're an expert. Apollo smiles. You mean the Empress admits to not knowing everything? And Empress Andromeda tells, Allah, of course not. That's why I'm only on level 33. I'm only 33 years young, levels young. The universe would be a more spry place if we could remember that. If we stopped approaching everything with certainty and instead engaged everything with a genuine sense of curiosity. We need to start discovering our unique patterns. The day I took my stage, I became aware that not everyone will encourage me to jump off a cliff because they're not all birds. And if I can have that be a misunderstanding when I receive foul words, it can only be a misunderstanding that a non-bird-brained being would have. How was I supposed to know that not everyone was built to fly? It's all relative. That realization freed me from my cage of self-pity. I no longer clip my wings and stay cooped up. I altered my whole galaxy. Trying to be a phoenix who is afraid of igniting their own spark, she winks. Apollo acknowledges humbly, thank you, Empress Andromeda. Please call me Andy. Andromeda tosses her hair to the side and tells, it reconnects me to my masculine qualities. And best of luck filling your box. If I were you, I think I'd start looking at what life could be like if I followed my biggest desires. If you were to shoot for the biggest stars, anyone, here is in your box. Apollo realizes her aura has altered, and now they are both violet. Andromeda is not phased. It's not even clear if she can even see the auras. Apollo shakes his head as if given direct orders. Affirmative. First, I will put myself in my box. Then I will put Cassiopeia in my box. Andy puts up her hand. Whoa, Sir Reginald, maybe divinity has other plans for your lava. You should not force the flow. I think it's obscene that you want to latch on to the first yin that your yang is drawn to. She looks a bit bothered and calms down. Last thing Cassiopeia told me, first fall in lava with yourself. You'll know what to do after that. I promise you this. Cassiopeia is happy for whatever and for whoever you come into as your need. Regardless of what you think, she falls in love with everyone who... Apollo jovially cuts her off. Well, frankly, I consider myself lucky. She does extraordinary things for those who don't even know that they could come to her need. See, we're both writing this performance. I'm just becoming aware of my imperative role in this universal shift to success. Yes. The Empress stands there almost in awe and then tells, wow, you really do think highly of yourself. And this is coming from the Empress over an entire galaxy. You know what? I think I'm getting ahead of myself. This performance is actually about you sharing your lava however you see fit. Just follow her script and don't rewrite her play with alternate stars. Andy winks. Allah, I love beings who try to rewrite history for their own stars. Like this annoying human called Plato and Julius Caesar. They're falsifying thoughts, misreading planets, and modifying sky stories. Have you heard of this thing? This thing they call the calendar? Foolish art leaves rewriting. Apollo grows impatient with the aura as it morphs to sky blue. Empress Andromeda, I have more pressing matters that trump this, and this Earthling drama is just not suited for me. I must find Ariyan at once. Really. Apollo wants to speak with Cassiopeia, but To ensure that she does not follow, he intends to find someone who knows where to find her and might bring them together without further interruptions. The Empress chirps, "Well, I suppose we can talk more outside of your box after this is all done." Before she departs, she holds her wrist. Automatically, Apollo guides it close to his face and graces it with a respectful kiss. Empress Andromeda turns to join the rest of the guests as she tells, "First fall in lava with yourself. I'll be waiting for you to see it through." Feeling elated, he almost forgets that he's in a hurry. Shaking his head, he turns his attention to find Ariyan. Perhaps he is already in the mezzanine. As the time draws nearer to his speech, no longer wishing to hear his internal thoughts vocalized as external conversations, he heads to Ariyan. Should he be there now, if not soon, for this commencement is about to begin. It's almost showtime.